Hey Stitch Cutie, I'm Brittany with Stitches of Love Quilting, and it's time to make block 7 with our embroidery machine for our Boo Crew block of the month. So much fun, and I can't believe that we're already more than halfway through of the embroidery files. Crazy, right? Okay, so what you need to make sure that you have, of course, you have your fabric from your kit. You have all your pre-fused laser cut applique pieces. I've gone on and peeled the white backing off, and I put them in my little bowl, so I have them handy. Now I'm going to give you a little review of my setup. So I have a cutting mat underneath. Then I have my Steady Betty. It's nice to press on. My handy dandy Steam Fast travel iron that I love using. I know it's nice and old, but it still works great and I love it. Now the thread colors that we're using for this month, there's actually not very many. We'll have black, which is what we'll start with in our machine and stitch all the way through all of the applique placement lines. And so that is the Sulky 40 weight rayon 1005. Then we will go to our orange, which is 1168. Then white 1001, and we finish off with the yellow that we always use, the 0567. So what I'm going to do is load my file for the little what is he, a little vampire guy. So cute for block 7. And then we're going to stitch the first step, and I'm going to show you how we'll hoop our fabric. Okay, so the first thing that our machine stitches is one straight line. So what we're gonna do is put our fabric in place. So yes, I turn mine sideways just simply so I can stay in the shot. So what we're gonna do, we have our two fabrics. The first piece you're gonna put down is your orange. And you just make sure you barely go past that little stitched line, just a hair past it. And of course you want your fabric side, right side up. And then with your black, you're just gonna line it up right at the bottom. And we're just gonna put, oh, I forgot to tell y'all, you know by now, I'm sure, my 3M transport tape is what I like to tape with. We're on month 7, so by now you probably have your favorite tape picked out already. So we're just gonna tape that gently into place. And I'm gonna go on and put a few little pieces of tape at the top. We're gonna put this back on, and the machine is now gonna do a little seam right here, a straight stitch, which is gonna give us that 1/4 inch seam. Okay, so I know it's gonna be hard to see my black stitching, but we do have a nice 1/4 inch seam right there. So again, put this down on a nice solid surface like your Steady Betty. And what we're gonna do, I can actually probably reuse those little tapes. We are going to simply take our black fabric, press it down, and voila! Just like every month, we have pieced our little block in the hoop. And I'm just gonna tape it into place. And now when we put this back on, we're gonna keep that black thread on. The machine is going to do the outer rectangle, which ultimately will be our trim line, and it's gonna do the first round of applique outlines for us. Okay, so check it out. We have all these lines. I wanna show you one thing. If you look down here, we wanna make sure that we put these 3 pieces on in the right order. And I know it's a little hard to see the black stitching on the black fabric, so let me show you on the pattern. Take a look at his feet and legs. They layer, right? So when we put this down, we want to make sure we put piece 1, then leg 2, then leg 3. Okay? So let's start with that. So the first piece is our cute little stripe. Well, it's not a stripe, it's a zigzag. We're going to put this right in place. And as always with a long piece like this, I like to get it in place all the way down. And then I just start at one edge and tap it into place going across. There we go. And once I have it mostly tapped into place, then just for a second, I'll do a little press. Now we're gonna do leg number 2. So we have the 2 stripes. These cute little stripes, aren't they fun for his legs? So piece number 2 is the one that has the little like point on it. That's how you can tell. So we're gonna put that right here in place and iron it. There we go. And now we'll put piece number 3. So cute. And you'll notice on all the little striped legs, we when we're lasering it, we kind of shift them a little so that the stripes don't like line up perfectly, because you know no one would ever be able to have their little tights on where they actually lined up perfectly. So now we're gonna put our 2 pieces of our little vampire jacket. It doesn't matter which piece of these you put down first because they don't overlap anywhere. And again with a big piece, just start at one side and work your way over to make sure your piece stays in position. And now we have this piece. This piece, doesn't it kind of look like a boot? The whole time I keep thinking it looks like a boot, but it's not. It's obviously a vampire jacket. Okay, so let's get that right in place. There we go. And now the little spider. So cute. I love this little dot. Is this dot used other places in the quilt? It might be. I can't remember. But I just love this dot. Oh, I bet it's on the, I think it's on the little freebie when you start the club, you know, when you send you that little bowl filler. I bet that's where this fabric is. I love it. And then our moon. Is it that vampires come out when the moon is out? Yeah, they only come out at night, right? Or is that werewolves? I don't know. It's something. Okay, so let me move my pattern. So now what we're gonna do, we're gonna put this back on. And the reason we're doing black thread this whole way through at the beginning is because now the machine is gonna actually go on and buttonhole stitch the legs of our spider. If we didn't do it like that, when it came time to do the buttonhole stitching, you would have to stop and knot off at each leg. No one wants to wait for that. So the machine is gonna do that nice buttonhole stitch on our legs. Then it's gonna give us an outline of the body, the arms, and then the shoes on our vampire. Okay, so now our little spider legs are stitched. We have 4 more applique outlines. So let's start putting those pieces in place. So I'm gonna start with the little spider body. There we go. Now we have 2 arms to do. There we go. So you just wanna make sure you get the left arm on the correct side and the right arm on the correct side. Just put it right in place. And little green arm. Perfect. Okay, and then we just have his little boots. His vampire shoes. I guess vampires don't wear boots. It's like kind of dress shoes. Vampires are dressed up, right? There we go. So now we're gonna put this back on and the machine is gonna give us an outline for his face and his shirt. Okay, so now it's time to iron the face and the shirt, and I wanna point out that these do overlap. So what we wanna put down first is the purple shirt, and then we'll put down our vampire face. So let me put this down in place. And what we're gonna do is put our little purple shirt in place. Right there. How cute is he? He's adorable. There we go. And now, whoop, I kind of hit my shoe. There we go. And now we'll put his face in place. And I must say, I really like this green. There we go. Okay, so we're gonna put this back on and the machine is gonna give us a few more outlines. It's going to be his hair and the fun little stripe down here. Okay, so the machine stitched out his hair, his little stripe, and also did his face for us. So it's time to put all these pieces in place. Now I do want to point out that there's some overlap on the face, so we want to put these in the right order. So I'm just going to start by getting his hair in place. And make sure that's lined up properly. He kind of is making me think of the Munsters. Did you watch the Munsters? I loved watching the Munsters. I don't know why. Just thought it was such a fun show. Then we're gonna go on and do the little stripe on his shirt. The little chevron stripe. There we go. We're just gonna line it up all the way across. There we go. And now he has 2 eyes to do. So we have a yellow eyeball. Make sure you get it facing the right way. There you go. And then also I'm gonna go on and lay down his purple eye. And it's not a perfect circle, so you have to kind of spin it till you have it in the right spot. I think that's it. Oh, maybe a little more. Boop. There we go. And we'll press that. And now we're gonna put down his 2 teeth. So there's two little teethers And let's go on and get the second one. As always, with the little pieces, make sure you have the fusible side down. For some reason on little pieces, it's a little harder to tell. There you go. Put that right in position. And now, very last piece is going on, which is the black stripe on his mouth. Wahaha. Now we have a vampire. So cute. Okay, so we're gonna leave the black thread on for this one last step. And the machine is gonna do all the black buttonhole stitching for us. So when we come back, we'll only have 3 more thread color changes after this. Okay, let's take a look. All of our black is stitched. How cute is our little guy looking? Okay, so now it is time for our first thread color change. We're gonna put on orange, which again is 1168 in the sulky colors. And the machine is going to do our legs on our little guy and the zigzag on his shirt. Okay, so let's take a look at the orange that just stitched. Haha, so cute. Okay, and now we're gonna put on the white thread and the machine is gonna stitch the teeth, the most important part of our vampire. Okay, so let's take a look at our teeth. So cute. Now we're on our very last step. So our very last color change, we're gonna load the 0567, the yellow gold color, and the machine is going to stitch our little yellow eye and the moon, and then we'll come back to trim. Okay, let's take a look at the final stitching on everything. How cute. So everything's stitched perfectly. I'm super pleased and I hope you are too. So what we're gonna do is take our little guy out of the hoop. Let me set my hoop aside. And now I've moved my Steady Betty and I have my cutting surface now. So what I'm gonna do is take a ruler and just like the previous months, we're gonna cut just a hair inside of this stitched line. There we go, let's just get this right in place. And we'll just cut, and then this trim will give us the absolutely perfect sized block for our quilt. So before you know it, we will be finishing this little guy off. Only 5 more months, right? No, 6 more months because we have the finishing kit. Gotta have all those borders. That's important, right? So, let me just get, and I would use a longer ruler obviously, but I'm in a tight space for the camera and I don't have my long ruler right beside me. But this little guy works just fine too. Alrighty, and one more side. It's crazy how once you start trimming, doesn't it really come to life? Once you have all the like distractions away, all that stabilizer out of view. He really is cute. Well, all the months are. I can't wait in just a few months we get to do the little cauldron with the witch shoes coming up. That's one of my faves. Okay, let's take a look. Your final guy, how cute. So again, another close-up so you can see everything. And again, the finishing kit includes your buttons and everything because your little guy will get buttons here and there. It's so cute. So go on and pull your stabilizer away and set it aside in a safe place with your other blocks. And then we'll look forward to next month, month 8. Happy stitching.